That's attractive. Hi guys, welcome back to Book It. I am Sav, and today we're going over the final book in our Breathless Trilogy, and we are going to move right along down the line to Burn by Maya Banks. This is the last book in the Breathless Trilogy, and it covers the last boy that are out of our three favorites. We had Gabe Hamilton, Jace Cresswell, and now we're moving on into Ash McIntyre and his journey to find love. So, let's see what I said about this on my thing. I said it's all focused on one, Ash McIntyre, as he starts to explore his wilder side now that he is alone. Since the three wealthy men have all their best friends, this is a continuation of story from Ash's point of view. Since Jace has left him, how they used to always share women and he's on his own, Gabe is now set in a relationship with someone who actually gives him everything he needs, making him feel restless and unfulfilled, but meets a lovely girl named Josie, who is completely immune to his charms and the fact that he is one of the wealthiest men in the country. He really wants to pursue her, and she wants to be the one that got away, which he in turn does not allow. Josie tells him that it will not last long because it's a one-time thing or a few-time fling, while he says she is going to be the death of him because they will be together forever. Eventually, Josie does come around, and they pursue a relationship, which keeps Ash on his toes and keeps him chasing to the very end, even when they're together. So, it kind of covered everything right there. He does finally meet a girl named Josie, and she is very standoffish. When you first meet her, we do realize that she does have a boyfriend, which is lovely. And that it's not that she doesn't like her boyfriend, it's just that he kind of sucks overall, if that makes sense. I don't know if that really makes sense. He doesn't suck. Yeah, he does. So basically, when we first meet her, she is wearing a collar around her neck, which does signify a dom-sub relationship. And she, sorry, I misspelled something on my Goodreads, and I'm trying to fix it real quick so I can just, I don't know the word. Comma. Okay. So she does meet him, and she has his collar on, and oh my god, this video is so scuffed. I'm so sorry. She ends up pursuing a relationship with Ash after her boyfriend and her break it off just because he realizes that she's not thinking about him anymore. She doesn't want him anymore. She wants Ash. So they continue on with the relationship, and she always is like trying to go away from him and like leave him, and he just doesn't really, he's not about that. He wants her to be with him for the rest of his life. So it does build up where, you know, her ex does get very violent towards her and does attack her, which causes Ash in turn to turn around and be like extremely ticked off. I mean, I feel like any guy would, which the way he handles some of the things and the way he acts is very different, but we also have to remember that he's not used to a relationship, which, I mean, none of the guys in this series were used to a relationship. It was more just like he was used to always having somebody like that they shared. So basically when him and Jace would take home a girl, Jace would be in charge of getting the girl like out of the apartment, making sure she signed all like their NDAs and stuff like that, making sure that like she wasn't going to like say anything, got home safe, got food, whatever. Ash literally would just show up, have sex, and go home. So the book does follow that as he's trying to like be a boyfriend, but he doesn't really know how. He ends up giving her his like a collar that's like diamondy and pretty, and he's like, I want you to wear mine. In all honesty, not my thing. Kind of freaks me out, but you know, this is where the part in the series where things start to get a little too wild for me. Like, I'm just more like, nah, not about that. But they do end up, you know, having their whole relationship be built on a dominant, submissive life, which is totally fine. So Josie is an artist, and she sells all of her artwork at like a local art vendor. She like drops it off, and then people can go in and buy it. And within her meeting Ash, her artwork becomes very popular, and she starts making like a lot of money because someone just keeps buying all of the art that she takes in. She takes it in one day, and then the next day it's completely gone, and she's sold out, but she doesn't have time to like make more. So she's like pushing herself to the limits to try to appease whoever's buying all of her art. We end up later, well, we know from the start, but she ends up later on realizing that it's Ash, buying all of her work because he wanted to make sure she was taken care of and that she was always having like money to turn around to. And he ends up like having it all at like his apartment or something. Like he just has it like in a corner because he doesn't hang it up or anything. And then later on we see like he does end up hanging it up and stuff like that. And so that's cute. Like that's kind of adorable. But the big thing that comes along with reading this book is that throughout the entire series, there have been people following the female like leads. So followed Mia and Bethany, and now Josie, they're following her and stuff like that. And then finally they attack Josie, and it's to send a message to the 3 boys, like the we know message. So when all the boys gather at the hospital because Josie has gotten like severely attacked and she is like in serious condition, and the boys all show up with like, you know, ready to fight whoever took her down, we realize that from back in the first book, Rush, when Gabe let some random like guys into their penthouse in Paris and let them like touch Mia, one of the guys took photos. His name was Charles Willis. He took photos of like Mia and stuff like that and was going to expose them if they didn't give him enough money or if they didn't like let their deal go through with him. Because after that whole incident, he ended up like losing his job and losing most of his money because the boys kicked him out of their arrangement to make a hotel with him. So he ends up like, you know, showing the photos and stuff like that. And that's what, it was in like a little like package that they gave Josie when they like were beating her up and stuff like that, which really like ticked off, obviously Jace, because that's his sister. So when they got to the hotel and he handed it out, and Ash and Jace were very confused on these photos, they didn't really know what was going on. Gabe was able to step up and say, oh, I know what these are from. This is from the time I was in Paris with Mia, which immediately led them to get into a fist fight. I mean, obviously, he's going to get punched in the face by Mia's brother. But at this point, the two are married and has been something that they've discussed before and that they've moved past, which the brothers obviously are not going to move past. Which causes Ash to like freak out, even though it wasn't his sister, because he does see Mia as a sister, but it's not his sister, and it wasn't like anything that had to do with Josie. The fact that Josie got hurt ticked Ash off to the point where he was like, you guys cannot be around her. Like, I'm not having this. She's my love of my life, which in turn make the boys realize that he was serious about this girl, that it wasn't just a one-time thing or a fling or something, that he was actually seriously devoted to her, which is like the big head of the plot, which I'm kind of upset that it took them 3 books to get to, but I did like that we learned that the photos are taken in Rush in the first book. In the second book, we learned that Bethany is being followed, and Mia just kind of brushes it off as like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, we're always being followed. Like, I don't think anybody's shocked that during my scuffed video, my phone not only turns off, but also I ran out of storage, so I had to go ahead and like put all that stuff on my laptop and my computer back there. I had to pull that one up. Burn, yes. I like that it all connected. I lost my train of thought again, but I do know that for Spice, I gave it a 4 out of 5, and then overall, I did give this book a 4 out of 5. It's not my favorite as the other two. The other two are just like my heart and soul. This one was just up there, but not as great. And then my favorite quote is, in all caps, "Who did this to you?" Which is what Ash says when she comes back, and she has bruises all over her and stuff like that from her ex. And from there, that's like kind of like where it all started, where he like started getting angry over everything else. So I was very pulled into that. I am very excited that I did this series, because this is a series that is actually near and dear to my heart. Some people might read this and be like, whoa, this is what's near and dear to your heart? Yes, it is, surprisingly enough. But yes, Burn, 4 out of 5. It's a great book. I definitely suggest reading. I would recommend this entire series for anyone that wants to like get started into like spicy, smutty books, and they're like, I don't know where to jump in. I don't want to jump in with like anything like ACOTAR or something like that, where you don't want to just like jump into like a whole new fantasy world and you want to have some realism to it. Billionaires. Why not? Billionaires. Literally billionaires. Beautiful. I think that's it. I know this like last second half is like very short because my first one was longer, but I'm gonna go ahead and just cut it off here before anything else dies in my house. I can't do it today. So thank you so much for watching, and the whole series should be out very soon. I'm very excited. Make sure you like and subscribe, and then follow my social media is all down below. My Goodreads are all down below if you want to keep up with like what I'm currently reading or what I want to read. I did update it. I'm going to update it probably again tonight just to like keep on track of it. For 2023, I started Goodreads in October. So like I was not very far, so the goal was like 25 books. Obviously I did not read 25 books between then and now. I have read a lot of books, but not 25. But for 2023, my goal is 100 books throughout the entire year, and you can track that with me on that, which just means 100 more videos, which I'm hoping to get out at least 50 of them, because these videos take a while. They're not very quick. It looks quick because I'm like, you know, boom, 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 but they do take time. So I have a couple more things scheduled going on right now, and then we're gonna jump right into 2023. I'm super excited, so make sure you follow all my social media, keep up to date with me, stuff like that. And until next time, bye.